If you're dating after 40 and you keep attracting Mr. Unavailable on repeat, and what you really want is lasting love with Mr. Right, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about something many thoughtful, self aware women quietly struggle with: the feeling that you're never healed enough to have the love you want. Are you ready? Let's go. Many single women over 40 looking for love are constantly disappointed from chasing after connections that don't go anywhere. Hey, I'm Truly Eleanor. As an intuitive dating coach with 17 years experience, I help women trust themselves enough to choose the right guys to date so they can finally have a loving relationship that feels like home. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you click that button so you don't miss an episode. I would really like you to have that realization that I'm allowed to have love right now. And I want you to take that into your heart and keep it there so that it can grow and become embodiment by the end of this episode, or at least start you on the right track now. Season 5 is about integration and not learning more, not fixing more, but living from the identity that you've already worked so hard to build. At this stage, many women realize the next step isn't more healing, it's embodiment. You've done the therapy, you've done the journaling, you're doing the self-reflection, you're very self-aware. And yet part of you still wonders, maybe I need to heal a little more before love can really happen. I can't count the amount of women I've talked to and worked with over the years who've said, well, I'm just going to work on this block, or I'm going to release this generational trauma that I have, and then I'll be ready. Or I'm going to work on my not enough feeling, or whatever trauma or thing that you're struggling with, and thinking that you have to get over it or heal it before you can do anything. And it's the same kind of argument that I've heard from women around other things, like, as soon as I lose 10 pounds, then I'm going to start dating. Or I just really need to prove myself at work, and then I'm going to date. Then I'll be worthy enough to date. I want you to end that never healed enough loop. I spent 10 years being single, living on my little yellow love seat, and listening to psychic shows and healers, and doing every exercise known to man and woman to heal myself. I had this obsessive need to get to this elite level of healedness, and it wasn't my fault. There were so many influences in society, and if you're in the spiritual development world or in the new age type of world, you know that there was so much around becoming almost spiritually perfect before you're able to meet your twin flame. And so if you were on that hamster wheel, join the club, because I was right there with you. And I was like, well, I have to get to this elite level of healed purity and spiritual perfection before I'm even allowed to, or before I would have any chance whatsoever of meeting my twin flame. So if you went through that, I really have empathy for you, because it was a painful hamster wheel to be on, feeling like you're never good enough and you have to heal every single iota of anything wrong with you before you could step into that arena and be part of the elite few who could find their twin flame or have a twin flame or whatever it was. I actually wrote a blog about that, and I'll put it in the show notes. It's an interesting side story if you want to go down that rabbit hole. Anyway, today we're talking about that never healed enough loop. We want to move from that constant self-improvement to lived emotional maturity, allowing yourself to participate in life and love as you are now. And I've said many times coaching women around, if you meet someone who is fully supportive of you and it feels like home to be with them, and you are in your own grounded space within your true self, you can heal and continue to heal. And if you have that kind of soul purpose or that urge to heal at a deep level, you can do that with the support of your partner. It's an amazing thing. Like, I've healed so much since I met my husband, and it's just a blessing. And I didn't have to be perfect. I've continued to heal and do my own healing work as something that I feel I want to do for my own soul purpose. You don't need to wait to be fully healed as like, done, check that off, I'm perfect, and now I can have love. please don't cut yourself off from that kind of experience of having it now. So I want you to have the kind of aha that I hope you're having right now is like, I've already done a lot of healing. I don't have to fix everything before I'm worthy of love. And I can live my life while continuing to grow and heal. And actually, it's a very pleasurable experience to have someone supporting you through it. In this episode, my goal is to really help you recognize when healing becomes another form of self protection and to support you in trusting that the growth you've already achieved is enough. And I want to encourage you to start living now, dating and choosing from your current level of emotional maturity and healed perspective. You're already at a beautiful place in self awareness. You've gotten to a beautiful space in self acceptance, and you've become truly connected to yourself. And those are my 3 pillars of my Let Love In method, which you hear me talk about ad nauseum. But it is really a beautiful framework to look at through that lens of, I am good enough. I can have this now. And I've gone through these stages. I can continue to do it, but it's not what's stopping me from having love now. The identity shift for today is to go from the woman who believes she must fully heal before she can be loved to the woman who trusts she can grow while also allowing love into her life. Both can be true and both can happen at the same time. I want you to have a yes and perspective in life. It's like, yes, I still have a sizable amount of generational trauma. And yes, I still have a lot of inner child healing to do. And I can also find someone who I feel good with who is going to create that mutual give and take, that beautiful, loving relationship I'm looking for while I continue on my own soul journey independently and with someone. So the word for that is interdependence. And we talked about it in the last episode if you want to go back and hear more about that. So we're going from this endless fixing to that lived integration, and from self-improvement to self-trust, trusting yourself that you are ready. And of course, when you make that shift, we can imagine that the results are beautiful, that dating begins to feel lighter and more hopeful. You stop postponing your life while waiting to feel ready. Growth continues naturally while connection becomes possible, and that deeper and deeper connection unfolds as you show up, and love starts to feel accessible instead of so distant. I used to feel when I was younger and in my deep healing days, I would feel like my life was being lived behind this thick pane of glass where I was like so separated from other people who were out there living their lives and enjoying themselves and dating and doing life. And meanwhile, I was behind this very thick pane of glass and watching them kind of with my face pressed up against the glass. So if you've been feeling like that, I can guarantee you that you can move out of that and you can step into what you desire now. Let's go through a little scenario so I can really bring it home for you. So say you've spent years doing your deep inner work. I started as a teenager with astrology and crystals and all of those things. And I just went on this beautiful journey of decades learning about healing and self-awareness and self-love. And so say you've done the books, the therapy, the coaching, the journaling, and you understand your patterns and you know your triggers. But every time you consider dating seriously, this thought pops up and says, maybe I should just do a bit more healing first. Maybe I need to work a little more on that inner child trigger that I have. Or maybe I need to go to that in-person retreat where I can heal my inner child first, and then I'll think about going on the dating apps. Well, when you do that, eventually you realize something that's very important. Healing isn't meant to keep you on the sidelines. It's meant to support your living. It's meant to support your big, beautiful life, where you're experiencing things and living out loud. So hopefully this is really hitting home. I feel like there's a lot of ahas happening and just sort of light bulbs going off. And I encourage you to do a bit of journaling after this episode or just take notes now if you have something handy. We're going to go through our Let Love In method right now and talk about this in light of my framework. The first phase is the true awareness. That is recognizing when your personal growth turns into emotional perfectionism. You can write as a journaling prompt, when is it enough healing? How do I know I've healed enough? What is the marker? What is the goalpost I'm going for here? Is it a tangible thing or does it keep moving forward? Is it like that never ending mirage? When I get close to it, it just gets further away. And I want you to, if you do have a goal that feels really solid and you don't feel like you're grounded enough, or it's like there's something that you're healing that's very important and does feel a little destabilizing right now, I want you to name it and say, okay, when I have processed this for a little bit, and give yourself a date in the future. And how will I know I feel stable enough? Or how will I know I feel emotionally better about this? Or psychically or psychologically, whatever area you want to feel better in. Because I don't want you to be feeling like, well, she wants me to throw myself to the wolves and I'll be completely feeling ungrounded and all over the place. I don't want you to feel like that. I want you to get really clear and have that awareness of what exactly do you need to do and how will I know when I'm ready in very practical, grounded terms. Now, moving on to the next part, which is true acceptance. And I always want you to go immediately into the acceptance part when you've hit that awareness level. Allowing yourself to be a work in progress and still worthy of love. Are you willing to give yourself that grace? Are you willing to give yourself the space to heal and still go after what you want and still have what you want? Are you willing to give yourself that? Write it down. Say, yes, I am willing and I'm able and I want to give myself that loving kindness, the unconditional love where I'm allowed to have that beautiful relationship and still be working on things. And that's perfectly okay. The final piece is the true connection. So engaging with life and relationships while continuing to evolve. This is where you find that connection within yourself. You feel the presence of your true self while you continue to evolve, while you continue to heal. And you use that as a starting point, not an excuse to be away from people, to be behind that glass. And growth doesn't stop when love begins. As I said, I've done a ton of healing since I met my husband, and really deep healing that I needed a lot of support as a partner in my life to be able to actually go through what I went through and to come out the other side with some amazing things because of the relationship I have. And it's not that I need him in the sense that he's a crutch. It's just it allowed me that supportive environment to go deeper into things that I didn't necessarily feel ready for when I was by myself. And healthy relationships support the healing rather than requiring perfection. We've both evolved and done a lot of growth, and it's been a beautiful thing, and we hold that space for each other. And integration happens through real life experiences. So there's only so much you can do and only so far you can go inside your journal, inside your head, inside those meditations. You have to go and practice it in real time, in real life. And becoming unavailable to unavailable men means trusting your current level of wisdom, your current level of connection to yourself. You've healed to the point where you are grounded, you are powerful. It's just you might not have your sea legs yet. You feel a little bit wonky. You're like, well, am I really ready for this? Well, you're not going to find out until you take those steps. And embodiment means allowing life to unfold while staying connected to yourself. That's really the mantra, so-called cure in quotes, for anxiety. It's trusting the process of life. I'm going to date myself now, but Louise Hay, she has a book. Can't remember the name of it right now, but it's her famous book. And if you look at every kind of ailment or thing that is wrong, she has an affirmation for each one. And the one for anxiety is, I trust the process of life. And that's a beautiful one to actually hang on to. It's like, I trust myself to be in life, to be living life. And I trust that I'm going to be okay while I'm living life. And so integration happens through small daily practices that bring you back to yourself and making that decision, I'm going to give this a try. And I'm embodying it. I'm integrating it into my daily life, going on dates. That's why I have those courses that help you to prepare before your date, during your date, after your date. all of these practices that you can take with you. So you're doing it. You're not at home spending all your time getting prepared and ready in 5 years from now to go on a date. It's to help you while you're dating. So if you want support with that process, getting confident that you don't need to heal more, you need to integrate. If you want a support with that process, the Heart Reset Journal that I have on my website is a guided emotional healing process and practice designed to help you release stress, reconnect with yourself, and reset your energy when life feels overwhelming. And you can find it in the show notes, and it's a beautiful, gentle way to support your growth while fully living your life. And that is what I want for you. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope this has been helpful. And next week, we're going to be talking about high standards without emotional walls. So I hope to see you there. Remember, you can't make Mr. Unavailable love you, but you can choose someone who does. And love is closer than you think.